cause of this uprising. Virtually no Shia are accepted into the police or army. The king brings Sunni immigrants from abroad to police the streets, giving them citizenship and housing.
Our army are not really native Bahrainis. They all brought over from different countries. So their loyalty is not really to the country. The army is fully controlled by the king himself, and his agenda are the agenda which has to be followed.
Last summer, demonstrations came to an end when the government clamped down, rounding up over 400 people and putting 25 on trial for allegedly plotting a coup, including the Bahrain blogger Ali Abdelimam. In a major concession to the protesters, the regime freed Abdelimam and other alleged coup plotters, along with 200 political prisoners. Abdelimam was imprisoned for 6 months. For the first 4 weeks, he was held incommunicado, no contact with his family and no access to a lawyer. He says this was the time he was tortured.
The faylaqa, which is the hardest thing, they put something under your leg and then they just tied your legs, then they put handcuff in your hand, and your hand should be like here, and the baby is coming from your hands, coming across your legs, then to other hand, then they put you like this. And my face should be like this, and they hit you in your feet and legs until you give up. And your hands should be like this.
All those accused of plotting the coup confessed under similar torture.
This is what they call it, their professional way of investigating and getting the information.
This experience of detention is typical of prisoner testimony in Bahrain. He had previously been arrested in 2005 for having started his popular Bahrain Online website without an official permit.
In 2005, I spent more than 13 hours from my investigation trying to explain for the officer, for the investigator and the prosecution what is the internet. In 2005, but after 5 years, they don't know anything about IT still.
While the authorities don't understand technology, the February 14th movement certainly does.
I have to admit it, our generation, when we started the 90s Intifada, we couldn't get into that limit. We were not brave so much like these people. I have to just, what they call it, remove my cap, respecting them.
Yeah.
These are the new generation, the internet generation, and this is the this revolution coming from the internet.
Yeah.
iPhone is our weapon because we can get all the news, we can be chat together, all our communication. Make our life it's too easy.
This technology means everyone knows what's going on, instantly, wherever they are. Even Bahrainis who weren't at the roundabout saw the images of the shooting and the horrific aftermath. They were uploaded to the internet from protesters' mobile phones and were broadcast around the world immediately. The impact of Abda Ali al-Singas, telling his story in his blood-soaked shirt, can't be overestimated. It's become one of the iconic images of the protest. The power of technology is giving a voice to the people that the government can't control.
The point is, there is no center. It's not centralized. No, it's many, many heads together. There are thousands of heads, thousands of decisions, thousands of organizations. You cannot target one person and, okay, so this is the one responsible for 14th February, I'll pull them out, I can deal with them. This hidden force is managed by thousands of youth, smart brains. And that's the mega force and power of the 14th February, I believe. Something that all the political societies, though they worked many, many, many years, they just couldn't put all of us together.
There are, however, politicians in the crowd. Ibrahim Sharif is leader of the opposition Wa'ad party and takes part in the present parliamentary system which the protesters want reformed. He's been at the protests from the start.
Is this a youth movement that is being supported by political groups, or is this a political movement that has embraced the youth?
It's the first one. It's a youth movement. They were ahead of us. We have to acknowledge that. These guys have been on the internet for, since Egypt started. And they chose a very good date, actually. 14th of February is the date of constitutional coup d'etat of 2002.
Sharif is a Sunni, but those around him seem a mixed group. The message of the protesters is clear. The February 14th movement is about unity, not sectarianism. But the king is warning that protests will lead to the sectarian abyss and has raised the spectre of neighbouring Shiite Iran taking over the country.
بالنسبة لنا نسأل الشباب أحافيكم يبي دولة دينية يقول لك لا. أحافيكم يبي دولة مثل إيران ولا يبي دولة مثل ما لنا شغل.
It's a powerful bogeyman for countries across the globe, not least the US, which has a major naval base here. But it's something the protesters want to refute.
الشباب اللي هني في الدوار ما عندهم شيء ضد الطائفة السنية. إذا كنتوا أنتم متكتلين تعتقدون أنه تبون تحمون السنة، فأول ناس مستعدين يحمون السنة الشباب في الدوار. ما تبون نوصل لهم الكلام؟ نعم. ما تبون نوصل لهم إن الشباب هني لما رحنا لهم قلنا لهم أحد فيكم يبي دولة دينية على طريقة إيران؟ قالوا لنا لا ما نبي. يمكن فيه، لا نقول أكيد في قليل. ما في ولا قليل. حتى العلماء ما لنا.
This sentiment is echoed by young activists at Lulu Roundabout.
We were accused by the Sunnis that we don't want Al Khalifa here because we want to bring Iran here. And it's ridiculous. There's no way we replace a dictator with another dictator. Bahrain is a free country. It will remain a free country. It's for all Bahrainis, no matter what you are, whether if you're Sunni, whether if you're Shia, whether if you're Jew, whether if you're Christian. It's for everybody.
The Al Khalifa royal family is offering dialogue, but with 7 people killed and hundreds more injured, the protesters feel the time for talking has passed. A group of 6 political parties is discussing preconditions for talks, but the young people here are clear. Her sign reads, "Don't ignore us, we don't want dialogue."
There is nothing such as dialogue with the one which has murdered the Bahraini people. There isn't anything such as dialogue with the criminals. I believe Al Khalifa is just like cancer, and the way how we're gonna deal with this regime is exactly the same way how we treat ourselves from cancer. So the only way is to cut them off and heal completely from them.
There is good reason for scepticism about dialogue. In 2001, as discussions for a new democratic constitution were underway, the king unilaterally imposed the current disputed political system. Even the parties involved in the talks